So Ben, 2 from 2 against pretty decent opposition. Must be thrilled with the start of the year.
It has been a good start, Josh. We knew early days that we were going to play the 2 grand finalists in the first 2 rounds, and it was going to be a really good challenge. But pleasingly, all the boys have done a lot of work over the pre-season, obviously, and then leading into round 1, and then potential letdown of having 2 weeks before you come up against the benchmark of the competition. But boys have been really professional over the course of that 2 weeks, and our attitude heading into the game, and then for the first half in particular, we didn't get all the things right that we wanted to, but we stuck to task and then able to get the result we wanted.
Yeah, talk us through, what sort of changed after half time. It was very even after half time, and then came out, I think it was 4-0 in the third quarter.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of things right in the first quarter. A lot of ground ball wins, contested ball. One thing we needed to tidy up was the way Glenelg were able to move the ball out of D50 to their forward 50, and we knew they wanted to take a lot of uncontested marks, and we unfortunately weren't being able to shut that down in the first half. But then we made some adjustments, and the players were fantastic with their application, and they deserve all the credit for what they were able to do in that second half.
Yeah, you must be thrilled as well, keeping a team like Glenelg to 47 points when they kicked 150 the week before.
Yeah, you don't go into the game with the mindset of keeping them to a particular points tally, I suppose. If we have all of our defensive structures and our contest work under control in the way we want it to be, then we'd like to think we can sort of hold teams to a score that we're comfortable with, and then we're able to kick a bit of a score ourselves. Whilst we were fairly inaccurate tonight, we needed to finish off our work, but most pleasingly we were able to capitalise on that in the second half.
Yeah, your goals actually came a lot from the midfield. Kenley hit a couple, and O'Neill as well. Must be good to not rely on the likes of Jackson Callow. I think he's only kicked 2 goals for the season. You happy with the spread of goal kickers?
Yeah, absolutely. Whilst we've got some players up in the forward line that we know can have the ability to kick multiple goals, the pleasing part is that we spread the load. And it was great that a few of our mids were able to get on the end of a couple. And that came off the back of really good contest and defence from them. They've really focused and worked hard on that area of the game, and we like to think that's in pretty good order, and to get the reward for effort they deserve was pleasing.
Yeah, talk us through someone like Cresswell. He spent a lot of time in the reserves last year. He's played the first 2 games of this season, and was one of your leading ball winners tonight. 24 disposals. Talk us through how he's progressed this season.
His attitude's been fantastic, Jake. He put in a lot of work over the pre-season, as did all of our players. They've all conditioned and prepared really well, and they've taken on all of the education that all the coaching staff have given them. He played the first practice match against North, played quite well. His first quarter was a little disappointing, but rectified that in the last 3 quarters. Unfortunately got squeezed out for practice match 2 against South, but his attitude in that reserves game was fantastic, and he did everything he possibly could for the team and what was asked of him to get back into the team for round 1, and he's built up really well. His round 1 game against Sturt was positive, and then he just took it to another level again on the weekend. He defended really well. His defensive transition to get back and help outnumber in defence has been super, but then he was able to hold his width and get on the end of a few, and he had 6 inside 50s, I think, for the game tonight, so that was brilliant.
Yeah, another positive came a bit earlier in the day when Matt Hodges made his return from a knee injury in the reserves. It's always nice to see those little stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Max has had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years, hasn't played for 2 years, so for him to put the amount of work in that he did over the course of the summer to get his body right for a start, but then it also comes back to his mental capacity as well, and for him to fight through and work through all of those injuries over the last 2 years, and the reaction from the playing group Thursday night when they found out he was going to play his first game was it just showed how much loved he is and how important he is to the club. And he's played senior footy, so he's somebody we'd like to get back into some good form, and hopefully he can press his case for the seniors.
Yeah, and you would have set yourself for, grand finalists, Sturt, Glenelg, first 2 weeks. You sort of reset. Do you go into round 3 with against West Adelaide, still a good opposition, and had a win over the weekend as well? Reset, continue on what you're doing. How do you look towards them?
Yeah, look, those 2 games have gone now. We've, we spoke to the players straight after the game, and Twig was really adamant that whilst they were super efforts with what we did, we need to make sure that we prepare as well as we can leading into next week down at Port Lincoln. They're going to be a tough opposition for us, no doubt about that. We can't take anyone lightly in this competition, and I'm sure the playing group, they've had a great attitude all the way through, and they're willing to work as hard as they can, and hopefully, that'll hold us in good stead next week.
Yeah, looking forward to the trip to Port Lincoln.
Yeah, it'd be great to get down to our country zone. A lot of our players are from that area, so great for them to get back to be able to play in front of their family and friends, and hopefully we can get some good support at Port Lincoln.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks for joining me, and great start, awesome.
Thank you, Josh.